So I'm going to ask Luba a question here, and she doesn't really know what the question is, but she does know the topic of the video. So I want to ask you, based on your 13 years experience in this industry, what would you consider a younger client to be, or a young client?
I actually have a very good answer for that, because I start having problems with that. It's the client who is younger than me. Like we do have
well, yeah, if you've been doing it for 13 years,
I never been experienced that before, and now I feel like, oh my god.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what age would you consider a younger person to do this?
You know, since we started the hard rocket, the youngest guy that we had was the guy who was 22. He bought the course, and he literally very smart and very ambitious guy, and he went to Kiev, and I appeared to be there on a tour with the guys, and I met him. We stayed at the same hotel, and it was a very interesting, like he knew how to do it, but he was just like very well behaved, and I mean, he was bad behaved kid, but he wanted to know how things works, and so he got our course. It was the first client. It was very unusual, like it was very.
But he wasn't
unusual.
A matchmaking client.
He was not matchmaking client. So the youngest matchmaking client is we're having at the moment. He's 27.
27, yeah. When the other client that was 22.
I can't wait until when he will be 28.
Yeah, when the guy that's like, because we think that that's like far too young. So when he, and it's happened on a few occasions where a younger guy has contacted us, and we say, hey, look, do the course. We'll be there for you if you get stuck.
And wait, stryker will say wait.
And we put him in contact with, I forget her name.
Christina.
Okay, yeah, and she would take care of him, make sure he doesn't get scammed, goes out, has a good time, go to the club and all that sort of stuff. So she was in the know. So, but in terms of actually forming a real relationship that we would think would turn into marriage, for us, he's too young, even though he was extremely successful with his.
Yeah. But like with this particular guy, we felt that, you know, like there's different type of.
Well, hang on, you didn't say the age.
27, I said. He's 27,
really?
Yeah.
No, but what would you consider to be a younger client?
No, I think that younger client, like if it depends on the guy. I will tell honestly, because for example, 27, I think it's young. But if the person is serious about, like, he has his job, he already set up his career, and usually I would say, because like we have in general, like the majority of our clients are now younger because they're in their 30s, and I would admit that 27 maybe it's a bit extreme, but I do see that this guy is serious. He wants to create a family. Has a very good family values, and I trust that, you know, we can help him. But in general, a younger client is the client, I would say 30 to 36. It's young, like 38 maybe. It's younger than we used to work, and especially that I used to work with all of these companies. And
I would say a younger, like typically speaking, like I went on one of those tours, and I've been on another tour, whatever, and the majority of people on those tours
45 plus.
Yeah, 45 plus. So I would say a younger person doing this is pre-45, maybe even pre-40, but pre-45.
Pre-40.
Because then when they, usually clients after, or guys doing this after that, quite often have been married, divorced, kids. Now they're finding their second wind in life and they want to go and do this. And so we were talking about why are so many younger guys doing this? And I can pull up here on my CRM, which is not written in a book, of our current clients at the moment.
Are you what? Talking about my red book, something bad?
No. But it's just.
Why are you looking for that? You know, it's interesting. I've been just talking to my friend recently because I came to do the videos after my Spanish class. That was actually appeared to be chemical class, but it's another story. The girl was asking, like, how did you meet Stryker? How did you meet Stryker? And like, the only reason that we met was because I was supposed to work with you, and then they changed it to another guy who was also younger, and because on these like events, usually the older guys, the younger guys try to stay together, and because I was working with this younger guy and you become kind of like friends with him, that's why we get in touch. Otherwise would not happen.
No. So I can look here on our I use Monday.com, already puts the ages in here, and I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like if I look at our current clients at the moment, and I know that well, you could include those as well, I suppose, could you? Maybe. Okay, so there is current clients at the moment, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we could probably say 7 on that one there. Oh, and plus 8, because we've got one who's doing our coaching. So 8 clients, which is a good percentage of our current clients at the moment that we are working with. What would you say? It's probably well over half, isn't it?
So what are you looking for?
No, I'm just trying to see how many of our clients are under the age of 45. And all of those ones that I've said there, they're all actually
You're talking not about all clients, only about under 40?
Just
Okay.
what we've got now,
Okay,
who are doing it at the moment.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6,
6, and then
7,
7, and then 8.
Yeah.
So, and the thing here, actually,
and they are all under...
no one, yeah, they're all under the age of 30. So there's not even...
No, 40.
Under the age of 40, sorry. But they, there's none between... Actually, we don't have any clients between 40 and 45.
40, 45, no.
No,
We don't have any client from 40 to 50 at the moment. We have only before
After
40.
50.
And we
Interesting.
have 50 and then 52, because like we did a Zoom party and it was like really the guys were till 38 and then it was like 50 plus.
Yeah, so a lot of younger guys are doing this and it's not normal, right? It's not, well, I can't say it's not normal. It's not a nice thing to say, is it? It's very normal. In fact, it should be encouraged, but it's not typical. And
before I think it was typical. Now I think it's...
I think it is, and I think that this is, and I did a video years ago where I talked about this, and it's the reason why I didn't want to date anymore in the West, right? And a big light was shone on the West when a lot of these like red pill channels came to fruition. They started talking about like why Western women are, A, B, C, D, why they're bad. Things like social media, Instagram, stuff like that has contributed to it as well. Women in the West have a high sense, an inflated sense of self-worth through a lot of these social media apps. They get all of the options on dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, stuff like that. And for men, younger men, it's becoming increasingly difficult in two ways. One, they may not want to enter into the dating market what it is now. They're just like, is it worth it? Yeah, and I would say all of these guys, when we say like, why are you looking at dating a Ukrainian woman, they all say round about the same thing, whereas that dating society or society in general, when it comes to the dating market in the West, is messed up. So maybe that the options that they're getting are not ones that they want, or maybe they're not getting options at all. Maybe it's difficult to date, which it is, because I mean, if you have to rely on dating apps, and 80% of the women are trying to date 20% of the men, trying to lock down 20% of the men, well, those 20% of the men are not going to be locked down. They're going to be dating the other 80% of the women. They can do whatever they want, and so it puts most men, the majority of men, kind of out of the game. By looking overseas, not only do they expand their options vastly, especially if you use a company like us, but also you're getting a different type of woman as well. You're not getting this westernized woman, which is what everyone is complaining about. It wasn't just me complaining about that. It was all over the internet, and it's huge now. It's massive. So I believe that the men in the West, one, that they don't have the options that maybe they had 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You'd go to work, or you'd go to church, or you'd go to some social group, some community, your neighbour's sister, that's how you got introduced. And because your options were a lot less, you would take those a lot more seriously, right? But because women have so many options, they can't take them seriously. I had a thought the other week about the happiest couples in the world. Do you know who they are? Mm-mm. It's not arranged marriages, it's not Muslims, it's not Hindu, it's none of this, right? It's dwarfs. Dwarfs.
Who is that?
Like people that only grow this tall.
Because they have no choice?
Kind of. I wouldn't have said it like that, but because their options because their options are limited, right? So because you have limited options, then you have to choose from the options that you've got. And I'm not saying
Jewish also not divorcing.
Jewish as well, yeah, a lot of those. I'm trying to think outside of
nationalities.
Religions and things like that. But in terms of that, because if you've only got a few options, you'll make it work, right? But if you're using these dating apps and Instagram, Instagram for women is because they get so many likes and fire emojis and all that shit that goes on there. They think that they have a plethora of options, right? But they don't. They really don't, because most of the guys that are simping on them...
This emoji doesn't mean anything, right?
Well, I mean...
For us, it's the world. For us, it's the world. If there's the fire...
No, bullshit, because most of those guys that are wasting their time on Instagram saying, you look great, fire emoji, kiss, 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 whatever, she's not going to date those guys.
It seems because you're using the fire emoji a lot, because you know about that, everything.
The fire emoji?
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite emojis, of all of the emojis. Mm. That one and the one of the face vomiting.
I thought eggplant. Mm-hmm.
The eggplant? No, I don't use the eggplant one. You use that. So that's what I think, and I think that men are just checking out. you know, and even a lot of those like red pill channels, a lot of our young clients are like red pilled, right? They sort of went through that as well, and then they sort of came along and they found us, and maybe that's why they chose us, possibly because of what we talk about. We tell it like it is. It's not very pleasant, but it is the way that it is, and that's just how it is, and people accept that, and that's what the red pill was. It was accepting the truth, and then you did make a decision that's based on the truth. So I think that is why more and more young men are doing it, because they don't want to go into the market.
I agree, and like as I said, like some ladies asking like why the younger guy would do that, and it's difficult for them to understand. But I think that now we have more information. The guys become more educated, and they also like if the guy is in his 40s and never been married, like I also understand, because like he didn't got married like in an age of like for example 30, and then like he just started seeing his friends getting married, and now he's seeing like how they divorce. And he thinks like, oh no, like I don't want that. And I have this experience in my family because my mom's cousin, he's 47, he lives in the West, and so he was going to marry, then he didn't, and then he thinks like, why would I do that? Like everybody divorcing, everybody miserable, like I leave myself and everything. But like we told them about our service. But anyway, and the guys who are younger, they now understand why even would you try that if you can do it different way and be more successful.
And you can be with hotter women. That's the thing. It's like men always want hotter women, and if 80% of the women are seemingly unavailable because they're searching for the top 20% of men. Most men are not in the top 20%. It's the idea behind it being just 20%. So you could get a woman that is way hotter and younger, possibly, depending on, you know, how young you want to go and what your goals are or whatever. Then you can messing around in the West. Yeah. And you're meeting women who that are motivated, and they're motivated. So it just has a good formula to it. But yeah, bottom line is that I think men have just checked out from the West, and yeah, that's what I believe in.
But we are welcome, you know, everybody according to the age. Like we before, like really even 2 years ago when we have a calls with younger guys, because we like Stryker was talking to them like maybe a little bit from a perspective of a father. I don't know, it just feels that, and like he was educating them. Thanks. They call me mama, like this. My kiddos over there call me mama, so you okay. But anyway, but now we understand that guys are serious. They really want to do that. And unfortunately, yes, we do have two younger clients at the moment. One is 35, another is 36, who are already divorced. And like what they say about their divorce, they don't have children, like they didn't really split like much assets, but the way they were discussing their relationship, it's really disgusting.
Well, actually, if I remember rightly, I know one for sure. She cheated on him and he found out, right?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking to? Is it
one and another one?
Yeah. So, and it's brutal out there. Like the world is a brutal place, you know. So why go into a situation that's not skewed into your favor? Yeah,
but so we believe that, you know, the world is changing, and we of course trying to adjust for that world, and we're happy to do that. And you know, the girls as well. Like we thought that maybe we don't have enough like young ladies, but ladies starting from 25 plus. They are mature, they are serious, and you know, they're ready to go. They're ready to build a relationship. And did we do the video about the time of when you should come for younger? Yeah, I think that we did this video. It's like it's real difference between the girls, younger ladies, like dating younger lady and older lady. It's a different dynamic of a relationship, but everything is possible, and we see the great results. The most important, you should be ready. You should be ready to come. You should be ready to jump into this relationship and
put in the effort, because there is a lot more effort than say if you're dating a woman on the other side of town in your city in the United States. There is a lot that you have to kind of keep this the motivation between the two of you to meet, you know. And this is one thing that we're noticing now with the younger guys, is that they really have to try a lot more than what probably the older guys would do, right? In order to keep
it seems kind of like why they're younger, so they have to be. But like the relationship, the dynamic is a bit faster, a bit more like, I don't know, active, and they need it needs to be a bit faster, at least like to meet up. But this is a topic for a different day. This topic was basically just like why we think the younger guys are doing that, and that we do work with the younger guys, and of course with older guys, like everybody knows it's my my passion. So we welcome you on Hard Circuit. Please join our Telegram group, and if you need to talk to us or you want to sign up, give us a call.
Yeah, you can book a consultation call with us in the link down below.
We see you in the next one.
See ya.